Good evening and welcome to my wife's kitchen. Today we will be performing a project or science experiment and creating rock candy crystals, much like you've probably seen at many tourist locations. What you'll need, or materials required for this project, are 2 parts sugar to 1 part water, a pile of separate sugar, 2 skewers, 2 clips of some sort to sustain the skewers in 2 jars, food coloring of your choice, of course a kitchen, much like this one, stovetop, and maybe a stirring utensil. So to start out, you'll be taking the water and bringing it to a boil on the stove. Once your water is at a rolling boil, you are going to want to add your sugar slowly, allowing the sugar to fully dissolve into solution. Now what's happening here, the science behind this, is that as the water heats the sugar, it separates the molecules into the solution. Yeah, we're going to turn this up. Continue stirring the solution. Now we do not want to heat this for too long because we would end up possibly making hard candy if we allow it to get too hot. Continue to stir rapidly until all of the sugar crystals have dissolved into solution. Once that's done, we'll take it off the stove, allow it to cool. Once our solution has cooled, we are ready to then wet our skewers in solution, ensuring that the solution gets all the way up the skewer. You want to let that drip off. Then we're going to take our skewer and the solution and roll it in the sugar that we've set aside. At this point, we want to set this aside and let it completely and fully dry. Do the other one as well. Now you could use something to bring it all the way up the stick if you'd like. And again, roll the skewer in the sugar. Now you should have sugar all the way around the skewer, and you just set that aside to dry. Now it needs to be fully dry in order for this to work properly. At that point, we are going to, once they're dry, we should have something that looks about like this. Now it's been pre-measured so that as I place the stick in the jar, it will sit not touching the bottom and suspended in the center of the jar. The next step will be to add our food coloring. We'll do 1 to 2 drops of food coloring. Do a little red and blue here. After that, we're going to add our solution to the jars. Now you don't want this to be too hot when you're adding it. Of course, in a mason jar, it's not going to break on us, but any other jar, just be careful. Now, of course, we didn't get quite enough in this one, but once that is poured, just stir the color in just a little bit with a separate skewer. At this point, we are going to take our skewer and clip that's already set up for us, and we're just going to insert here and let it sit. Now, over time, the molecules will end up joining back together on the sugar and begin crystallizing for however long you let it sit. And we have set aside some that have sat for about 5 days. We'll be showing you those and how the crystals have formed on them. Here you can see I have 2 set up, and the crystals have already been forming all around, including in the bottom of the glass. And these have sat for, as I said, 4 or 5 days, and they'll continue to grow until we decide to pull them out and let the kids enjoy them. It's a very fun project that anybody could do. You could do this with your family or kids. And I really enjoyed this project, and I hope you do as well.